This video will give you to remind about a golden era of MMO back then, where the developer is not really focusing on the graphic level, but more features is their main priority. Of course, with an outdated MMO, but really worth playing until now. Or even it will be the best way to nostalgia through this video. Remember to like this video and please enjoy the video of Top 10 Outdated MMORPG but actually masterpiece on mobile. Adventure Quest 3D. This game is probably one of the most consistent game MMO that we have on mobile, but actually the developer making it become a cross-platform for PC and mobile as well that is connected within one account. The number of players who keep playing it is consistently increasing on a certain server. The veteran player is pretty kind to share their experience through the word chat message, which make the newbie player learn the gameplay mechanism faster. It was released in 2016, but the periodic event is pretty relevant to attract the player. It's kind of a hack and slash piece where the player can move while attacking in a real-time combat. It's not a really hardcore game because the rare items are quite easy to get. Collect some material by making a party with your friends to enter the dungeon or boss raid to get a special goods. To craft your own equipment with various style and combat status. If you love the storyline with a casual and humor base, then this game will be your choice. Adventure Quest 3D is the best MMORPG to play until now. Mirror 4. This game was released in 2021 with a stunning visual. No wonder it was made by Unreal Engine 4. With a realistic look in Chinese themes, it will easily deliver a great ambience into the main concept, especially in martial art vibes, like the character design and how good the fluid the combat looks. You know, you can earn real money playing it, so the developer is trying to make it a play-to-earn game where we can connect our economic into a crypto mechanism. But surely, it has a pay-to-win element to speed up the game's progress faster, especially on the gear material. With this whole concept, surely you will have a heavy grinding once you reach a higher level. Luckily, it has an idle mode and can be played fully in auto mode while away. It's made for a cross-platform MMO for PC and mobile, with a huge scale of war in PvP and clan wars content. This cross-platform MMORPG looks so engaging from the combat skill, even when you just started the game. Then you will have plenty of skill selection. Mirror 4 is the best MMORPG that's actually a masterpiece. Toram Online. This game was released in 2015, but surprisingly, it's becoming the most played MMORPG game on mobile games history. With so many active players still playing it right now, I think the most reasonable reason why they keep playing it is because the player has a freedom to express their own character by the design, appearance, skill selection, through farming and crafting. To raise your hero's power, you need the right skill tree optimization. It's completely no pay-to-win game because every single high-tier material is pretty easy to grind with a higher rate of drop item will attract you more to collect your own favorite equipment. There are a lot of ways to get some rewards by following the main quest and upsetting multiple times quests at the same time. Of course, to speed up your progress. Anyway, playing with your friends is the main key to faster your progress, especially when you do grinding. I have one advice to the game's developer to make a longer tutorial on how the gameplay works. Sometimes for a newbie the game is quite confusing at the start because the tutorial is way too short. I really hope the PvP system will be added soon. Arcane Legends. You know, this game was released in 2012, but I'm sure you will not believe it, especially when you see how many players are playing this game right now. Looks so massive. Even while I'm in the city, it's full of players. I've tried the PvP mode that looks so good. We can challenge the other player by tapping the target and ask for a duel in 1 versus 1. Every player will have a cool armor with a great aura color once your equipment reaches a higher level. Each of the aura will identify how strong your equipment is. The game's combat mechanism is a hack and slash game that allows the player to attack the enemy while moving. This action looks so smooth. Even though the game is open world based, we can move into the dungeon to farm some loot. Player versus enemy will be one of the most interesting aspects that we can do, like boss raid, main quests, side quests, and arena for you to measure how strong your character is. Once you get a rare piece of equipment, try to trade the equipment or items between the other players. This is the best way to collect a lot of currency in a larger amount. The developer is actively providing the event that always gave a rare item as a reward. Albion Online. I remember the first impression I got when playing this game for the first time. This game looks so promising, even until right now it's pretty worth playing. The developer made a good movement by launching it into a PC and mobile platform that makes the game reach a wider player on the worldwide within 3 main servers, which are Europe, America, and Asia. But honestly, this game is not for a free-to-play player and it has a high intention of PvP mode. Can you imagine that you will lose some items and will be taken by the other players once you die in a certain areas, which is in the black or red zone? As a player, we can freely create our own character by crafting our equipment, and honestly, the material is pretty easy to find around us. I think this MMO is the only game that doesn't have any class selection, which means you can freely pick your fighting style and change it anytime, as long as you are good enough to craft some weapons or armor. Either you want to become a tank class or a support class. If you would like to find an MMO that focuses on a large scale of war like PvP or Guild War, then this game is the answer. With the freedom of trade system will make a player who's love to play an economic player driven will be the first game's priority you should try. As a cross-platform game, you can play it on mobile and take your controller to make your gaming experience become better. Celtic Heroes. When I want to put this game on this list, I'm getting confused because the game wasn't really popular right now, even though it's getting forgotten. But the main reason why I finally put it on the list is because the graphic level can be compared with the other MMO in this era. Even when it released on 2011, but for me, the visualization is really attractive. I love how the medieval vibes look so clear and on point that come with the mythology of Celtic. Surprisingly, it has a very rich feature that we can enjoy with a PvP features, PvE and raid boss mode to fight against a huge boss monster with a higher durability and dexterity. Anyway, you can make a microtransaction through trading between the players. Unfortunately, the developers are not pretty active in making new events frequently. Best game classic MMORPG on mobile. Aurcus Online. As you can see, the player who's playing it is still killing it so far. A lot of active players. This game will be so amazing to play nowadays even if the graphic looks so outdated. But it doesn't matter because the player can play it smoothly because the game size and the game's requirement setting is pretty low. If you want to play a simple and casual MMO, surely this game will be your option because it's quite safe, where the player can't do a free player kill or a free PK on the open world, which does the player need to move into the arena to measure their strength in PvP. The gameplay is full of manual play, which I mean no autoplay at all. The combat mechanism should be aimed manually. As a newbie, surely the no aim assist will be a problem, but you can use a little trick by coming closer to the enemy to hit accurately. The combat system is pretty unique, with a super solid good content that we can enjoy in multiplayer. Make a team up and co-op boss fight. One more note, it was also made by a SAWERIA company who's making a Toram Online, which means it's kind of a no pay to win MMORPG Android game. RuneScape Fantasy World. This game is really well represented by the medieval fantasy world in a various realm that comes with a different looks of culture, environment, and also story. Basically, it looks like a classical MMO back then, even though the game was just released in 2021, but surely it looks so nostalgic. The gameplay is quite unique, where the player needs to learn the skill through a skill book. Of course, the skill is really important in the PvP element. Unfortunately, after I played for several minutes, I didn't find any single player. I think the player nowadays are enjoying a modern and advanced world rather than the classic MMO base. Even the one thing I'm really concerned about is it's controlled by a tap and click base. I'm sure the developers should start to add a joypad to make the mobile player more comfortable to navigate the hero. In game, we can do some survival things like cutting down the tree and breaking the stone. RPG Aero Online MMORPG. This game is so underrated and it's totally high recommended MMO game for you all to play right now. You can open a stall or a vendor to get some income in-game gold and wait for someone to look at our selling product. I really love these features because nowadays these features is really difficult to find. It has a high level of anime in 3D graphic that I would love to play it all day long. It's quite challenging game because it's full of a manual action. Even if you should lock the target monster manually and accuracy is the main aspect, you should learn to lock the target accurately. The world seems super huge. Even in some areas the weather will be changed, like a day, afternoon and night. Of course, this ambience will create a realistic atmosphere for the players. There are two supporting actions we can do while in combat, like dash and also jumping. It's so underrated, but actually the developers are pretty active in fixing any issues. Pocket Legends. As I remember, this game is one of the pioneers of mobile MMORPG back then. The game was released about 2010 and the first come on iOS first and then on Android after. It's about 2012 was the peak of the player who's actively playing this game and become the most played MMORPG on mobile. Even it's kind of a MMO base, the main concept is a dungeon base with some instance dungeon we should go to. Making a team up with your friends is available to do. There is an arena to test your skill on the battlefield and find your opponent based on your power and see how strong your hero is. Unfortunately, right now it's pretty difficult to find a player since it wasn't hype anymore. Some jobs are available to pick like a warrior, archer, and mage, and all of them can be customized to make sure the appearance become way more interesting. Bonus: Summoner War Chronicle. I think this game should get more attention because the gameplay is really unique as an MMORPG genre. So as the game's name, will become a summoner who's able to summon 3 different creatures as a pet that will help you along the adventure. Selecting the best pet will be the most crucial thing we should do. I will warn you before you start it, it's about a long grinding MMO and it needs a high-end phone spec to run it on the highest graphic. But surely, through this video you have enjoyed the finest visual. These all are the best MMORPG games that you can play it, or at least a nostalgia for you about what MMO you have played before. Remember to like this video and see you on the next list. Thanks!